know why you support a president who contributes to the rhetoric. We saw his rally recently. He said, "I hate my enemies." Stephen Miller said similar things. How can you support him when he contributed?
Assumes facts, not evidence. What you said is not true.
70% of political voted by Republicans.
Okay.
Look it up.
That's not
DOJ
true either.
just pulled it. The DOJ just pulled it from their website. DOJ just pulled the study from their website because they're delusional.
That's not true because
They just pulled it. Look it up.
Once you
the
pull
DOJ
the
pulled it from their website.
Once you pull the crazies out of there, it is overwhelmingly left-wing violence.
Google it.
We have had
every single person in the
understand.
audience. Google it right now.
You know, this is how we get here. So first of all, let me take on the first part of the premise of your question, that it was President Trump's rhetoric that led to that's a blatant lie. It's a defamatory blaspheme, and it's inappropriate in this setting.
That's not what I said.
We know. Yes, it is.
No, I said he contributed to the political atmosphere.
Well, then you have no point.
tension.
Then your point is utterly empty. Contributing to the atmosphere.
This
guy was let's just make clear. This guy was motivated by leftist ideology.
Yes, when you see someone like this, you will clearly see that he's watching the mainstream media. All his ideas in his brain are coming from the mainstream media. Everything he spewed on this video, not facts. And I'm glad the way Megyn Kelly replied to this guy, it was amazing. This is actually what Charlie was going through with people like this. Sometimes coming out to blame the president for what just happened is ridiculous.
Casings, we know it from the Utah governor. We know it from his own mother.
So
yes, we do. Let's be really clear on that.
Even if that's true, so then you're saying because, let's say this guy's a leftist, even if that's true, does that make it okay for the sitting president of the United States to incite violence against liberals?
The President of the United States has not accepted violence, liberals. The President of the United States made a joke which was funny and self-deprecating. It was on the heels of Erica saying she, in an extraordinary moment, forgave her husband's...
He refused.
And let me finish. And then President Trump got up and making a joke, playing off of what Erica said. He said, "We disagree. I need to do better. Erica's going to try to convince me, but I'm in a different place." And that's completely normal for a politician to be thinking about his political fights. And by the way, Trump has every right to loathe his enemies. They tried to put him in jail for the rest of his life. They tried to bankrupt him.
Rightfully so.
They tried to put
He's
his
a
family
criminal.
in jail.
He's a
And they tried to kill him.
criminal. Jack
wait.
Smith.
Wait. Okay, now you go.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, this is extremely concerning. When I see young people like this having this mentality, the way Megyn Kelly handled this, I see a lot of people struggling to criticize her like she can't separate her Christian belief with politics. You know, because she agreed with Trump when Trump said, "I hate my enemies." A lot of liberals went off on that. That notwithstanding, there is something that I saw, a few days ago. Jimmy came out with an apology, in a way that a lot of people didn't see it like this was an apology. Megyn Kelly reacted to this video like this is insane. I saw it. I could not bypass. I want you to see this video. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. It will do you no harm if you share the video.
So let's see. Maybe Kimmel's now had a change of heart. Maybe he's going to have a different type of program now that he comes back and he's trying to understand MAGA, and he's so grateful to Ted Cruz and Candace Owens and Clay Travis. Let's see what he did last night. SOT 10.
For those who think I go too hard on Donald Trump, to the point where there are still a lot of people who think I should be pulled off the air for making fun of Donald Trump. So I want to explain. I talk about Trump more than anything because he's a bully.
This is so ridiculous. I feel like Emily, you are genuinely funny. You've made me laugh out loud many times on your show, After Party with Emily Jashinsky. I'm mildly amusing. Eliana, I think you're funny too. You're very clever. However, I would never think that because I'm occasionally funny, I could host a late night show. I would never think I could go out there and do Jimmy Kimmel's. I just wouldn't. And it has dawned on me in watching all these clips, because I don't watch his show either. He's not funny either. I could totally do this. I've been too hard on myself. All three of us could go out there and host a non-funny show where we just say political thoughts. We actually do that for a living already. How is this comedy? How are people giving him the excuse that he's a comedian? He's not even trying to be funny. That's just some weird, long, rambling, like, Twitter post about the nipples and the trapper keeper. It's not even arguably clever. But the point is, he's back to himself, Emily. He's learned nothing. He's just glad that he dodged like our friend Charlie, who didn't dodge, which is really the issue now, isn't it?
Well, and the framing in the clip that we just watched is him saying, people want me off of the air because I make jokes about Donald Trump. That is not true. Literally nobody wants him off of the air because he makes jokes about Donald Trump. You know who actually makes a lot of jokes about Donald Trump? Donald Trump. Even people close to Donald Trump make jokes about Donald Trump that he will occasionally clearly be amused by. He was the one who went on Fallon and had his hair ruffled. Nobody is mad about jokes about Donald Trump. People are mad that all Jimmy Kimmel has grown into. Someone who I would say actually used to be funny when he was out there with Carolla doing the Man Show. He grew into this audience-captured Trump obsessive over the last 10 years who only talks about Donald Trump. That's what people are annoyed with. They want to tune into late-night shows to see something that's genuinely going to make them laugh.
Yes, I'm impressed that Megyn Kelly is bringing this up. This has always crossed my mind every single time I watch Jimmy. Like, when you watch someone, even if you disagree with them politically, you feel sometimes you will laugh. What he is doing is like giving commentaries on videos, on things Trump posts, says, like that. I don't see the difference. He called himself a comedian. A lot of people question it. What Megyn said on this video is just my thought when it concerns Jimmy. He's not funny. But people keep calling him like that. When he came back, I thought he will adjust a lot of things, how he go after, but he has not changed. He's still the same person. I don't know your observations about him, but that's just what I'm thinking.
Jimmy Kimmel back on the air last night. Here's what he had to say.
It was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man.
Wrong. Pathetic. Of course you did. You used the phrase MAGA gang. You absolutely intended to make light of it. And you also intended to mislead the American people all at the same time. So don't lie again. Just apologize, Jimmy Kimmel, which you haven't done and you did not do last night. Every liberal in America is clapping like a seal for this hack who somehow made it about him. No apologies, just more lying. Good for Nexstar and Sinclair for fighting back on this, in my opinion. I love all these liberals all over the country. We're talking about free speech, the biggest assault on free speech. Just a couple of years ago, people like Elizabeth Warren were calling Donald Trump a danger who, quote, must be kept off the air. I am much happier with Donald Trump off the air, off of Facebook, says
Yes, this was sufficient enough to say I'm sorry. I was expecting Jimmy to be back on air to say this. I watched the whole thing. I didn't see that. I saw him struggling to cry, on the TV, talking about how Erica had to forgive the shooter, all things like that. When I saw that video, to me, it was still not enough. An apology could be way better.
I don't know if you saw this.
All the same people that are in these polite social circles with you they're feeling vindicated and saying the most evilly Kirk, rest in piss. I saw this lady who was a NASDAQ lady. She worked at NASDAQ and she was at a conference and she's like, we're pausing the conference to say.
So Sinclair, notwithstanding the fact that Disney said, we're bringing him back. Disney, held the line for 5 episodes and then said, oh, wait, we got a nasty letter from Jimmy Kimmel supporting celebrities. Okay, we're out. He's back on. So
we are going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do it. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings. That is Trump. A lot of people are taking this as offense, like Trump is threatening him. That is what I saw on social media. Thank you guys for always being the sharing on my videos. God bless you abundantly.
With all due respect to former President Obama,
is blatant censorship.
because he says he has a team of fact checkers.
The FCC.
I want them to stop fooling around with my right to say what I feel.
Americans, it's a part of who we are.
Because that is really something that didn't happen before.
Did anybody else watch The View? Because I think there's some drama, or at the very least, some tea and ready for Joy, Sunny, Anna, and Whoopi to give their perspectives on what happened to Jimmy. And guess what? They said nothing.
I'm going to say one.
Look, there are certain rules of free speech that we must all abide by. But in case anyone needs a refresher, we're going to go over the rules again.
He does not have a right to have a television show where he lies his ass off to the American people.
Well, there are repercussions to spreading lies.
Somebody to get up there, not give a speech about...